Hi, Brittany. I am glad you sent me this. This is really helpful. So I do see some things I like that she's doing in this. I like that she knew what it meant. I like that she knew that it was how many six tenths go into this number 216. I also like that she could take a six tenths and know that it was one and two tenths instead of saying it was 12 hundredths, which is a common mistake. But then you're right, she seems to start losing it here. I mean, she has two and four tenths equals four and eight tenths, but then there's a typo there with four and three tenths. And then it kind of goes away right there with some more little mistakes. Um, and while I like that she started with some good comprehension, what I want them to do, and I'm going to switch over to a piece of paper now that looks just like hers. Let's see, stop share. Okay, so if she has it like this, um, I'm glad she knows it's how many six tenths go into this number, but we want them to use what they know to find a friendly number if they don't want to multiply it out. So here, and that's what this method is really friendly for, actually. So six tenths, we're going to start with 10 of them, or I'm sorry, we can start with 100 of them, right? So 100 six tenths. We know that one, if this was one six tenth, it would be a six tenth. But we want we want it to turn into 60 here, because we could pull six out. Six tenths would be too small. Six ones would be too small. 60 would be good. 600 would be too big. So we're going to pull out 60. And 1 times 6 would have been 6 tenths, which would have looked like this. So we're moving it times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the 2. So that 1 becomes times 10 to the 1, 10 to the 2. It becomes a 100. That's the reasoning that we do there. Okay, so if we subtract this out to see what we have left then, we have 156 left. So we're going to bring that up to this next tiled area, 156. Well, here I'm trying to use some common sense. I know that I could easily pull out another 100 six tenths, and that would be 60. And I could do that, but could I do more? And this is where we usually ask students to think, well, what about 200 of these? What would two 60s be? 120? Well, that would be just great. So I know that 100 was 60, so 200 would be 120. Now we subtract it and we get 36. So we have 36 left. Now this is a nice one because how many sixes go into 36? Well, 6. But this is not a 6, it's a 6 tenth. So 6 times 6 tenth, if we would have multiplied that out, would have been 3.6. But we want it to be 36. So we write 36 and then we make it 36 by multiplying by 10 to the 1. So this 6 we need to multiply by 10 to the 1 also. And then we add up our numbers here at the end and we get 360. So this would be the preferred way, is pulling out 10 at a time. Then she could have pulled out 10 again and 10 again and come to 360. But we're always asking, we're trying to push that envelope of like, okay, you see that you could pull out 100. Could you pull out 2 of those? Oh yes, and now this one becomes easy at the end. I hope this helps, because what we want them to do is, yes, she started with some good understandings, but she got lost in some calculations. And we want to say, well, we all get lost in calculations. That's why we want to pull 1, 10, 100 of things out before we start dealing with the leftovers. I hope that helps. Please let me know what you're thinking, and if she wants to do some practice with me, that'd be great.